Hello and welcome back to the SRL iRacing League. Today we're here for race number 19 at the Great Coliseum here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So here we go for the shortest track on the SRL schedule, also the second to last race of the season. We got this track and then Homestead next week. So drivers are doing their qualifying laps now. We'll get to talking once they get into their 5-minute warm-up. But like I just mentioned, this is the shortest track these drivers have come to, and we'll see who will come out on top. As drivers should be finishing up their qualifying laps soon, and then we'll get into the normal 5-minute warm-up and then into the actual event, which is 200 laps, I believe. Let's go check that out. All right, 250 laps actually. So it's going to be a pretty long race, but this track is only half a mile long, so they're going to get around this track pretty quickly. Of course, Bristol, one of the most iconic racetracks in NASCAR. We see a lot of action here each and every year, but now it's time for these SRL League racers to take it on, as qualifying has just ended. They're now going to do a little bit of 5-minute warm-up, and let's get to talking about some of these drivers. Actually, I believe we might be in the race already, and for some reason the leaderboard. Okay, so yeah, there is no warm-up, so we'll just talk about them during the race. So we'll wait for them to grid up, and then we'll get to your starting lineup. So not a big field tonight here at Bristol. About 14 cars, and it looks like 11 of them qualified. But as pace car drives up, let's get to your starting lineup. On the pole, Ryan Hyatt, I believe for his first career pole in the SRL League. Right beside him is last week's winner, Barrett Polhemus. Row number 2 is Jason Rajock. Right beside him are Riley Marabello. Row number 3, Elliott Drumman. Right beside him, Sam Brochu in the 25. Row number 4, John Lynch and Glenn Bundren to his outside. And then row number 5 is Jared Wilson and Alexander Schumacher. So of course, since this track is so small, you get 2 pace laps instead of the additional 1. Well, how about Ryan Hyatt getting his first pole of the season? And not in the playoffs, but definitely some momentum entering this race, as it's going to be a long one tonight, as sun's already down, lights are already on. There's 14 of these drivers ready to take on this race. So here we go. Pace car should be diving down pit road this time by. It is going to be Ryan Hyatt leading us to the green flag. Here we go, pace car peels left down pit road, and the green flag's out here at Bristol. Ryan Hyatt quickly to the race lead, but Barrett's still right there hounding him. I think Barrett might have hit the wall on that additional start. We'll see if that affects this car at all. Maybe not. Here he comes down low early on Ryan Hyatt. Side by side for the lead. Barrett wants to take it early. But Ryan Hyatt holding strong on that outside. And almost up into the wall Ryan Hyatt goes, but still hanging tough to the outside of the 79. Now Barrett pulls ahead out of turn number 4, so Barrett to the race lead early here at Bristol. And of course, we talked about he was last week's winner, finally getting that second win of the season at a Gateway. After holding off a bump and run from that third place driver right now, Sam Broshu. Which, speaking of Sam Broshu, he has about a 2-race lead over second place. So that means with 2 races left, he is crowned your champion already here coming into Bristol. So congrats to Sam Broshu on being your season 1 champion. But maybe he's setting his sights on another goal. 8 wins already this season. If he wins out, that will be double digits with the win. He will have 10. And we know he can do it because he's been fast pretty much everywhere. So maybe he's setting his sights on a 10-win season, but we'll just have to see. He has to win today and then next week at Homestead. There's a battle behind them with Elliott Drummond and Jason Rajock. Drummond will take that position. Already coming to lap number 10 here at Bristol. As now they're dicing for position back there. I think that's Glenn Bundren. No, it's the other one. That's Alexander Schumacher, who's rocking the Glenn Bundren lawn care paint scheme, or Bundren lawn care. Also driving with a new number 68. Usually the 09. And currently cracked into the top 5, as we do have a yellow. Probably a spin in the back. It is Seth Burciaga in the 46, and he has a ton of damage to that race car. Go back and see what happened to Seth here. Here we go, running last already. Just trying to get a feel for the racetrack, and you see Ethan very slow on the racetrack. Oh, Jared Wilson in front of him, and he runs right into Jared Wilson. So I don't know what happened to Jared in that 83. We'll go back and see. So he actually got into Ethan and put Ethan up into the wall. And then out of turn number 4, Jared gets loose, overcorrects it back up the racetrack and then into the inside wall. And Seth Burciaga runs into him. So a ton of damage to that 46. As Jared Wilson will DNF after that. So for first caution here on lap number 12. Barrett Polhemus is your race leader. As we got 1 lap to go till green. I'm not so sure if we do have a choose cone for today, as I think they just delayed the green. Maybe it was too early there, as we will see. They do have a choose cone. Let me check real quick. Yes, there is a choose cone. It's just no one was ready for the race to go green that quickly. So Bristol has taken 1 car out of this event. There's 13 left. We'll see how that damage affects this 46. As now we got 1 lap till green. Choose cone in play. There's a lot of chasers up here, and then Ryan Hyatt, the lone non-chaser. Next non-chaser is back there, that 54 blue, black, and white car on the inside lane. That's John Lynch. Of course, Ambrosio already locked up the championship. Still battling for second, though, in the playoffs. As the pace car back down pit road, about to go back green, and green flags out here at Bristol once again. Barrett with a nice jump. Ryan Hyatt not so much, as he stacks up the outside lane. Elliott Drummond disappeared. He's now back. We've seen him have internet problems this whole playoffs, and now had a little bit of a spike there. But looks like he's doing fine. As here we go, battle for the lead. I think that's Sam Brochu in the 25, and he's going to easily take it. Barrett lets him by. So Sam Brochu out front here early on lap number 18. As these two teammates have just battled with each other all season. Sam Brochu coming on top most of the time. But of course, Barrett just beat him last weekend. So we'll see who wins this one. Come to lap number 20. As now Ryan Hyatt, he has a nice run on that 79. Trying to look inside. Alexander Schumacher right behind. And Hyatt will clear Barrett, or should be clearing Barrett, and yes he will. So Ryan Hyatt up into second. As now Riley Marabello sets his sights, passing Alexander Schumacher, and he will. So this inside lane looking pretty strong already. But Schumacher not done on that outside. Of course, Bristol, way back then, used to be a one-groove racetrack on the inside line. But now both of these lines work. It really just depends on what you can get running. Some cars might be better on the inside, some cars might be better on the outside. Once these tires get bad, we might see everybody on one lane. Riley Marabello, he tried to pass Schumacher earlier, now he's getting passed by everyone else, and John Lynch almost just spun to the inside wall there. I think he gathered it up. Yes, he did. Oh, almost just came up and destroyed the 43 as well. Still trying to hang on to his race car, but saved it finally. But that's going to cause Ethan some time as he loses position to Jack Stanley, as Ryan Hyatt is going for the race lead on Sam Brochu, and he will take it. So your pole sitter back up front here on lap 26. Ryan Hyatt in that 7, he looks to have a really, really fast race car. We'll just see what happens. Still a long race to go. About 224 laps. Of course, Ryan Hyatt, he's been consistently finishing in the top 10. But he did come close to winning back at Darlington. And then tried to hold off a hard charge from Sam Brochu, ended up wrecking. And a nice little design with his paint scheme with the Chevy logos all over it. I do like me a good paint scheme design, and that's a pretty good one right there. And now here comes Barrett Polhemus back underneath. Another great paint scheme. I think everyone in this race has a great paint scheme, in my opinion. So 3-car breakaway right now. Alexander Schumacher falling back, maybe a little bit of a tire wear, as he was the only one running that outside lane, and now he looks to be a bit slower, as now Riley Marabello underneath him. Yeah, everyone's been running this inside lane except for this 68. He was on that outside pushing really hard. I think it's costing him now. Back up front to the race lead, Barrett Polhemus trying to take it back as Hyatt scrapes the wall just a tad bit, nothing to really damage his car. As we have a caution, so Ryan Hyatt will hold on to the race lead, and involves the Bundren lawn care cars, both of them. Glenn Bundren and Alexander Schumacher. Both around in turn number 3. Let's go back and see what happened. There we go from our Colossus cam. Alexander Schumacher falling back. Glenn thinks he's clear and just comes up and chops him. So the Bundren Lawn Care cars take each other out here at Bristol. Did I even switch to replay? Probably. So our second caution of the night here on lap number 34. As we'll probably see everybody down pit road this time by. So of course, Bristol has pit road, has a pit lane on the front and back straightaway, but not enough cars today to fill all of those pit stops, so everybody will be on this front stretch. They still got to go around through their pit boxes through the back stretch though, except for maybe under green. I think you could just come down pit road. I'm not so sure. Here they go, everybody, and Riley Marabello hard into the wall. I think he was trying to get into his pit stall, maybe got hit by Jason Rayjock, and he's going to have to adjust his race car and now fix a lot of damage. As here we go, out first it's going to be Barrett Polhemus, or Hemus, my bad. And I think Ryan Hyatt might have lost the position to Sam Brochu as well. We'll go back and watch this 52 again. Here we go, entering his pit stall. All over the back of Elliott Drummond. Bit of a stack up there. And then trying to get into his stall. I think, yeah, Jason Rayjock gets into the back of him, trying to get into his pit stall.
Hang on, we're not going green. Not going green.
As Riley Marabello will fall tons of positions here. So Ryan Hyatt did beat Sam Brochu out, so he'll start second. Barrett Polhemus out first, though. As we should be coming to the choose cone this time by. Barrett's low, Hyatt's high, Brochu's probably low. I could find Brochu here. Yes, there he is. Drumman chooses high. I think everyone else behind is scattering too. How about on this restart we go a little bit of Colossus cam. Just for the few first laps. As Barrett Polhemus will lead us back to the green flag once again. As the pace car is down pit road, entering the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. So Barrett with a nice jump. Ryan Hyatt with another poor restart, as now he's under attack from Jason Rayjock. Got passed by Elliott Drummond for third. But now battling back on the outside, a little bit loose up there. And Hyatt will take back his third spot. But it's still Barrett Polhemus out front. He has a nice lead over Sam Brochu right now. Looking to go back to back here. Is already lap number 41. 2 cautions so far this race, but we'll probably have plenty more. As now a battle for second, Hyatt and Sam Brochu battling. I don't know if there's a little bit of netcode there. It looks like the 25 might have been phantom hit there in the corner. With the way his car jerked back a little bit. But Ryan Hyatt up into second. As we'll get back to the ground with our normal cameras. I'm going to be given these camera options. Might as well use them, right? not really many battles on the racetrack right now. Here we go, Riley Marabella underneath Rayjock. Couldn't quite stay underneath him though. Rayjock got a bit loose out of turn 4 last time by. Does better that time. As I think Brochu might have hit the wall in front of them. Elliott Drumman starting to reel in a little bit. Things have kind of wind down a little bit here at Bristol. There's a bit of a few cars under a blanket right now from Drumman on back to Schumacher, I believe. As John Lynch very loose off the corner. Schumacher peeked to his outside but could not get up there. The battle for the lead, it's closing in as Ryan Hyatt actually took it. So Ryan Hyatt back up to the race lead. Getting around Barrett on lap number 50. So as Ryan Hyatt crosses the stripe this time by, 50 laps have been completed, 200 more to go. Still a lot of action here tonight. Now you see everyone's going to that inside lane except for Ryan Hyatt. He's kind of running the middle. Back here I saw Brochu, Drumman, Rayjock, all of them running this inside line. No one really up in that middle lane. John Lynch a little bit up there, maybe Michael Walls as well. The 7 of Ryan Hyatt, he's running that top lane. And it's not really helping him pull away from that 79. As now Sam Brochu's reeling in a little bit on the top 2. So if I'm not mistaken, Ryan Hyatt, I believe he is a Tennessee native. Judging by he is a Tennessee fan, which as a Kentucky fan, I do not approve. So he's most likely a Tennessee native, and right now he's doing his home track, you know, proud tonight as Sam Brochu's passing for second. So if Ryan Hyatt is a Tennessee native, then yeah, he is doing his home crowd proud right now, leading here on lap 59, and now has a nice lead over Brochu and Barrett. Sam Brochu looks like he might be slowly closing in on this 7. We have a battle back there for, I believe, 8th. Alexander Schumacher, John Lynch, Glenn Bundren slowly closing in. Now here comes Lynch to the inside of that 68. And it looks like he might be able to take the position. Maybe, yes he will. So Lynch up into 8th, and now here comes Bundren underneath Schumacher for that 9th spot. Schumacher back to 10th. As they lap Seth Burciaga, who was a bit off pace with that damage. Running that outside lane, letting all these lead lap cars go. Elliott Drumman to the outside lane, trying to pass Barrett Polhemus, and he will, maybe not. Barrett still battling on the inside, a bit in the wall. Drumman goes, but still hanging tough to that 79's outside. And man, Drumman is really up high in the corners. Very close to that wall in center. Trying to find a run to get around this 79. It looks like he finally will. So Elliott Drumman up into the podium position. As it's still Ryan Hyatt leading with Sam Brochu second. As another lap car in front of these guys, that's Jack Stanley in the 95. We'll see how he fares. He's going to go inside, letting all these lead lap cars by on the outside. And actually on the apron a little bit there. So good job to Seth and Jack for getting out of the way of these leaders. As no one's really battling on the racetrack right now. But a few top cars are really close together. As now Barrett's trying that outside lane on Elliott Drumman. Let's see if he can get a run. Not close enough. Now looking back outside. So Barrett trying a new line, trying to find some type of speed. And he gets the run off the corners, but just can't get to the inside and actually into the back of Elliott Drumman there. Almost turning him. They gather it up, keep it straight, and now Drumman's gone. Drumman's internet could not handle that little punt there. Barrett Polhemus is still trying on that outside. Another lap car, that's Micah Walls they're coming up to. And that will put only 10 cars on the lead lap. Sam Brochu slowly closing in on Ryan Hyatt now on this longer run. As he has got a pretty big run, he's looking low now. Let's see how hard Ryan Hyatt fights for this. I think they're about to lap Seth Burciaga again. Side by side for the race lead. Hyatt on the outside, Brochu on the inside. Of course, we already talked about it. Sam Brochu's already locked up the championship, but he's still looking for that other goal, maybe a 10-win season. And he can definitely do it as he has a quick car tonight here at Bristol. And we know he's going to be fast at Homestead. Right now, Ryan Hyatt might be his biggest competition. Still hanging on to that outside. Now Elliott Drumman trying the outside as well. It is very hard to pass someone on the inside here at Bristol, as you see. But where will Seth Burciaga go as Hyatt's in the wall? Kind of staying up high, blocking. Oh, Brochu and Hyatt around. Oh, our two fastest car, and Ethan's going to pile in at the end. I think Drumman might have just nearly avoided. Yes, he did. Oh, no. Our two quickest cars tonight. And just like that. Let's go back and see a replay. They're catching Seth Burciaga side by side for the race lead. As they catch Seth Burciaga, he kind of just stays on the outside lane, and Ryan Hyatt tries to get into the middle, and then there gets down into Sam Brochu, and then Ethan Fonseca piles in there at the end. We'll go different camera angle for this one. We'll go back to the Colossus cam. I say they catch Seth Burciaga here. And he kind of just gets pinned up high, and then Hyatt tries to squeeze low. Elliott Drumman lucky he did not get into that. Let's ride on his back bumper, shall we? That sounds wrong. I can find the rear camera angle here. We might not have one. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have one. So yeah, just turn of events here. everybody's down pit road. Out first will be Elliott Drumman. But yeah, I don't think Ryan Hyatt and Sambrosiu's race is done. It's just they're going to be stuck in the back for a little while now. They're both down getting repairs. So out of all of that, Jack Stanley got the lucky dog. I believe looks like Michael Walls has just left the race. So that brings us down to 12 cars. And just depends if Ethan is now on pace, because he did get into that wreck and kind of got into the back of Seth pretty hard there. Still on the lead lap though. Just a lot of front end damage. You can see the splitter on that race car. It's a bit bent. But it might not matter here at Bristol. So we should be coming to the choose cone this time by Elliott Drumman. Chooses the inside. Barrett's going to choose high. Rayjock also outside. Riley Marabello also outside. That's going to give Alexander Schumacher inside advantage. And already Sambrosiu up here into the top 5. So how about on this restart? It's been a little while. Let's do a crank it up, shall we? Caution is out as Alexander Schumacher goes around in the back. Nice little crank it up there. So Schumacher will gather it up, get it back going. Let's go see what happened to him. As I think he just gets loose off the corner. And yes, he does. We'll go back and see that. Did not know he was going to change camera angles there, but and yes, he does. Just gets loose out of turn number 4, and a nice simple slide by the 68. So I believe no lucky dog there, as Schumacher was he the only lap car? I'm not sure. But he was involved in that wreck, so it's not going to give it to him. So here comes Glenn Bundren down pit road. Of course, has to take the back stretch, then onto the front stretch. Still got a little bit of damage from his earlier wreck. It shouldn't be a long caution here. Here comes the 68 now down pit road. Gonna maybe fix some repairs. The 95 in as well. We are very, very close to the lap 100 mark. Of course, lap 125 is our halfway, or 126 will be our halfway checkpoint. As while we're under caution, we will pull up the point system here just to give you a quick rundown. There you go, Sam Brochu. Pretty much has the championship locked up. I don't know how up to date these points are. It's just the first link in the Discord. But Barrett's second. And then right behind him, a tight battle with Marabello, Bundren, and all of them. But Sam Brochu has pretty much locked up your championship. As yes, this is up to date because Barrett has 2 wins. So Seth Burciaga is now out of this one. That will leave us with 11 cars. It's coming back to the green flag here. It's going to be Barrett Polhemus leading us with Riley Marabello to his outside. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here at Bristol. And a great jump by the outside lane with Riley Marabello. Barrett's going to edge out ahead as Riley hits the wall just a tad bit there. And Sam Brochu, after that earlier spin, he's back up into third. Ryan Hyatt still trying to make his way through the field. But we'll most likely see that 7 back up front at some point in this race. As right now, teammates 1, 2, 3, and almost 4 with Elliott Drummond back there. As actually Drummond gets very loose off the corner, he loses a bunch of time. Ryan Hyatt trying to look outside of Jason Rajok. He has a nice run. Trying to get back into that top 4. And now he does. And now to the outside of Sam Brochu. He's got to be careful not to cook his tires early, because this could be a long green flag run. But to the outside of Riley Marabello, he is the only one on this outside lane. And now to the outside of Barrett Polhemus. And for the race lead, here comes Ryan Hyatt. That 7 is a rocket ship on that outside lane. And he takes it, as I think Glenn might have just wrecked in the back with Elliott Drummond. And yes, he did. So Hyatt takes the lead as soon as these two crash. So caution's back out. Just under 100 laps to go. Go back and see what happened. Glenn Bundren on the outside lane, trying to pass Elliott Drummond, and just gets loose off the corner. And they both go into that outside wall. Elliott Drummond barely taps it, though. He should be fine. Glenn hit it pretty hard, though. If we can find another camera angle here. Here we go. You see Glenn Bundren just trying to make a move on that outside lane, and just gets loose on the seam down into Drummond. So Ryan Hyatt back out to the race lead. Alexander Schumacher will get the lucky dog. As Jack Stanley's 8 laps down, Ethan Fonseca is still on pit road. So that'll lead us with 10 cars running, but 9 cars on the lead lap. There's Riley Marabello practicing his Ross Chastain for the end of the race. Ryan Hyatt will lead lap number 100. Still 150 to go in this race. Bit of an interesting strategy by this 52. I'm not quite sure what he's doing. Now both him and Sam are doing it. Both of them just pulling out their inner Ross Chastains right now. As that just does not sound great as they drive by. But we should be coming to the choose cone this time by. It's Ryan Hyatt leading us with Barrett Bohemus in second. We'll see what lanes these guys choose. Hyatt's going to choose the outside lane. That's going to give the inside to Barrett. Marabello up high. Rochu down low. It's about to go back green here. We'll see if we can get our longest green flag run. And green flag back out in the air. Ryan Hyatt will lead us. Barrett, not a good restart on that inside lane. That's going to allow Riley Marabello to get past for second, possibly. And it looks like he will, so Riley Marabello up into second. And might be going for the race lead as he gets to the outside of Ryan Hyatt. And there goes Riley Marabello to the race lead. Maybe not, and yes he will. Now he clears the 7. So Riley now into the race lead, and I believe this will be his first lap lead of the night. Still looking for that first career win. Same for Ryan Hyatt behind him. As Ryan Hyatt gets to that outside lane, and now he's looking for the race lead. And I think this outside lane might have come to life finally. As the inside lane looked fast earlier, but now as the night falls further, the outside lane looks the strongest right now. As all these drivers still rocking that inside lane though. Not much going on in the top. Pretty much everybody, all the lead lap cars are still with each other, just kind of following each other on the inside lane right now. As Ryan Hyatt holding on to the race lead, but Riley Marabello not letting him go as he's staying on the back bumper right now of that 7. Top 3 very close together right now. Then it's a few car lengths back to Barrett Bohemus. Right now, Elliott Drummond getting past, or trying to pass Jason Rayjock. for that 5th spot. But Rajok prevails on that outside lane. Still Hyatt holding on to the race lead. Now Rajok looking high on somebody back here. Tried to at least on John Lynch. Couldn't quite make anything work. Now he's looking high again, and he might be up there this time. Here he comes to the outside of John Lynch for that 4th spot. And he will clear the 54. So Rajok up into 4th. Or 5th, my bad. As Sam Brochu got around Riley Marabello. So now Brochu will set his sights on Ryan Hyatt, and we'll see if they can actually have a good battle this time. Now Drumman looking to the outside of John Lynch for 6th. So Brochu's going to try to reel in Ryan Hyatt here. And it looked like from the run where they both got wrecked, it looked like Sam Brochu was a bit faster on the longer run. So we'll see if he can catch Ryan Hyatt here. Ryan Hyatt was not letting him pass easily, at least. So just a few more laps before we hit the halfway point. And when we get past the halfway point, we'll do a little through the field with our 9 lead lap cars. As Ryan Hyatt still leads us. Again, I don't know if he's from Bristol, but I'm pretty sure he is. And the crowd is loving it. As they're coming up to a lap car, I think that might be Jack Stanley. He's already 8 laps down. We'll just put Ethan Fonseca into the retirement list as well, as he's still down pit road, just has not come out. And Sam Brochu slowly closing in. We might have to wait on that through the field, but Ryan Hyatt will lead us to a checkpoint halfway through this race. Another 125 to go. And here comes Sam Brochu down low, trying to take that race lead. Very close together there. Ryan Hyatt, we'll see if he tries to just keep it on that outside lane, but that inside seems to be working a bit better. As Hyatt's getting very close to that wall. These tires are more worn than what they were when they were battling earlier. We'll see, still very close together. Brochu trying to get a little bit of a side draft there. Barrett Polhemus all over the back bumper of Riley Marabello for 3rd. As they're closing into the leaders as well. Elliott Drummond, Jason Rajok back there as well. Looks like the top 6 is pulled away from everybody else. Ryan Hyatt still keeping the lead over Sam Brochu, and he will clear that 25. But Brochu's not going to leave without a fight. As Barrett Polhemus, he got around Riley Marabello for 3rd. Ryan Hyatt just hogging this outside lane, not letting Brochu have it. 25 is clearly faster right now, but Ryan Hyatt is not going to give this up. As the lone Chevy up here, and the only Chevy left in this field until you get back to a Jack Stanley, who is already 8 laps down. And Sam Brochu, he got a really good run off that corner. Stayed well within side by side with Hyatt. Let's see if Hyatt has anything to say about it. As Elliott Drummond making a big move on the outside of Riley Marabello there. Hyatt trying to stay put. Drumman is gone. Almost contact for the race lead. Kind of upset Broshu's car a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Sam Broshu clears for the race lead. So now what do? You got your champion up in the race lead right now. And he's been one of the hardest cars to get out of the race lead. And right now pulling away as they're side by side for second back there, Ryan Hyatt and Barrett Polhemus. Now Marabello trying to get underneath Drumman. As they see just Sam Broshu getting smaller and smaller in their windshield. Something's going to have to give here. As Broshu already has almost a second lead over second place. And now Barrett's going to clear Hyatt possibly. Maybe not yet. He might be able to clear him off this corner. And he will. So Barrett Polhemus up into second. Let's see if he can go catch Sam Broshu. Elliot Drumman, big move to the outside of Hyatt there. And he will take third. That 7 clearly used up his tires. He's now falling back through the field. As he might lose another position here to Riley Marabello. This actually allowed John Lynch to catch back up. Out of all of that, Sam Broshu got a nice little lead here now. As they were side by side for second for many laps. We'll see if Drumman and Polhemus can catch up. As Drumman's all over the back bumper of Polhemus. As now they're passing Ryan Hyatt back there on the outside lane. Both Rayjock and Marabello. As Hyatt up into the wall. As this has been our longest green flag run tonight. As Broshu still pulling away with this race lead. And this has been the largest the lead's been all day. About a second, maybe a second and a half now. The leaderboard is not that accurate. As they come into a lap car, that's Jack Stanley. And he should just be letting everybody by here. There goes Broshu around him. There's Drumman just trying to find a way around the 79, but it's not looking promising. As Ryan Hyatt and John Lynch, they might have a battle back here for 6th soon. Side by side for second, not anymore. Drumman just trying to pass Barrett on that inside lane, but you're probably going to have to pass him up high, unless that 79 makes a mistake. So as another car about to go a lap down, that's Alexander Schumacher in the 68. As we got 100 laps to go, which might seem like a lot here at Bristol. It could go by very, very quickly. As Broshu's still leading, has a nice second and a half gap over Barrett Polhemus. As Drumman still trying to look for a way around that 79. We still got one more pit stop this race. Possibly even two. I'm not really sure what the fuel run is. So now what does Barrett do here? His outside lane has been taken. Drumman's going to go up there. And he's not really going to be able to go anywhere with it. As Schumacher gets up into the wall. Elliott Drumman all over the back bumper of Barrett. Trying to upset his car a little bit, but Barrett back to that outside lane, and he will just stay up there. If you're Elliott Drumman, you gotta be a little frustrated about this. As it's just worn tires, you cannot pass on that inside lane. Back here with Riley Marabello and Jason Rajok, they're both battling for this fourth spot. They're both just riding on that outside lane. Rajok trying to go way higher. He might have just gotten to the outside, and he did? Yes, he did. Here comes Jason Rajok for fourth. Oh, into the wall. But he doesn't matter. He's still going to be on the outside lane, and there he goes by. The 52 of Riley Marabello. But things have kind of calmed down a little bit. These two are still trying to pass each other. Now we'll go through the field. So Sam Brosher already locked up the championship for this season, but is looking for a 10-win season. He's going to have to win out, and right now it's looking pretty promising here at Bristol. Back behind him is his teammate, Barrett Polhemus, who just got his second win last week at Gateway. Very fast car. I don't think anyone's beating that 25 unless it's a short run. But he could still come up with a nice, decent finish and try to hold on to second in points. Right behind them, I believe it's another teammate. That's Elliott Drumman in the 94. Has 2 wins this season, one at Las Vegas and then another one at the Roval. And I think he has a pretty fast race car, but it's definitely going to take a short run for him to actually be capable of winning. And then way back behind them, it's Jason Rajok in the 71, another driver with 2 wins this season. One at Richmond, one at Darlington. Bit lucky with both of them, but hey, a win is a win. Back behind him, the first driver with no wins, that's Riley Marabello. Definitely the driver who's been closest so many times. Las Vegas, Talladega, even was fast last week at Gateway, just has not been able to put together towards the end of the race. Still looking for that first career win. He's got 2 more races left this season to try to get it. John Lynch, one of our newer drivers, currently running in the 6th spot. I'm not really sure where he's been fast at. I think he was pretty fast at Darlington a few weeks back. And I think he might have gotten a pole in a race. I'm not really sure. But yeah, still pretty new to this league, so we'll see him more next season. And Ryan Hyatt, who was fast earlier but burnt his tires, probably going to need a short run to actually win this race. And then last car on the lead lap, it's the 37 of Glenn Bundren, who has been involved in a few incidents today, including with that car right in front of him, of Alexander Schumacher. Glenn Bundren with a win earlier this season at Talladega, passing Riley Marabello in the Tri-Oval on the final lap. So he's looking to just get a decent finish here at Bristol with that wrecked race car. So these two are still side by side battling. Elliott Drumman just trying to get around Barrett right now. Barrett just has that outside advantage. And it's just helping him off these corners. We still got one more pit stop to go. Sam Brochu was liking this. He has about a 3 to 2.5 second lead over second place, whichever one of these cars gets up. And the second bit of contact, bit of net code there. As they both almost go around. As now Brochu has about a 3-second lead, and Barrett prevails back into second. If these two keep battling, that might allow Jason Rajok to catch up, as Elliott Drummond now trying to find a way on that outside lane. Got a big run off the corner, but got a bit loose. Couldn't capitalize it. Maybe trying to squeeze to the outside lane, but now Barrett's blocking way up there. As John Lynch, Riley Marabello, they're having a battle back here. As John Lynch looks to be a bit slow. He might have a flat tire. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think we've seen a flat tire in this league ever. And yeah, he does a flat. Actually, no, that's a toe link. His tire is all kinds of jacked up on that right front. He might have hit the wall pretty hard. Let's go back and see what happened. I thought it was a tire, but nope. I mean, it could be a tire. We'll see on the outside of Riley Marabello. And ooh, slams the wall right there, and yep, that's it. Immediately broke that toe link. And that's going to end his race. So that's very unfortunate for the 54, who was having a good run. And he will probably fall back to 10th, which is still a top 10, but definitely should have had better. So while all that was happening, Sam Brochu getting around a bit of lap traffic there. Jack Stanley, Alexander Schumacher. Schumacher now 2 down, Stanley 10. As Elliott Drummond still hounding the 79, now trying to punt him out of the way. Told you, he's going to get a bit frustrated now. As Sam Brochu has almost a 4-second lead over these two now. And Barrett Polhinus has just held up Elliott Drummond this whole run. Coming to 68 laps to go. Feel like pit stops will be soon, maybe within the next 10 to 15 laps. As he's slowly creeping up on Glenn Bundren. He will put him a lap down soon. You can tell some of these drivers are falling off. Ryan Hyatt was in the lead earlier, now 12 seconds back. Riley Marabello back to 5th, 10 seconds back. Seems like everyone else has kept their tires pretty well. I'm surprised the 94's tires aren't dead yet. So he's just trying to pass the 79 each and every lap. Got a car down pit road. It's Alexander Schumacher, who was already 2 laps down. As Elliott Drummond goes by in the wall there. So we'll see once these lead lap cars start pitting. As Brochu has about a 5-second lead now over Barrett. Not much happening right now. You'll probably see the 68 fly by these guys here in a few laps with those fresh tires. He's going to be pretty fast on the racetrack. Of course, John Lynch still down pit road, trying to fix that car. So here comes the 68 with a huge run. See, he'll go high. Probably gonna have to look middle here, and maybe. Oh, backed off a little bit there. Now he's gonna look low, just get around these two. Sam Broshu just, we know what, every time he takes the race lead, it's just, he just stays in it. A 5.5 second lead, it's very hard to pass this 25 whenever he gets up here to the race lead. As there goes the 7 of Ryan Hyatt down pit road. I'm not really sure what pit road, what you could do on pit road. I think you got to enter on the back stretch and go around and pit on the front stretch. Riley Marabello, he's also down this time by. So we'll see if a driver tries to come down on the front straightaway. There's Broshu, there's Barrett. We'll see if they get penalized for it. Right now, everyone entering on that back straightaway and just going around to the front stretch. So Elliott Drummond will take the race lead. Jason Rayjock also staying out. As the undercut's probably going to be pretty significant here. But we'll see with these fresher tires for Drumman. But he's going to come down pit road this time by. Barely missing that orange line, or orange box. But I'll give the lead to Jason Rayjock. So Rayjock and Glenn Bundren have not pitted yet. As out and away the 25 goes. Right behind Riley Marabello, who will probably fall a lap down here soon. There's Ryan Hyatt, pretty sure getting one of his laps back. As Barrett's out as well. There's Drumman, who is about to enter his stall. The 71 of Rayjock is now coming on down pit road. So Glenn Bundren, he's going to stay out, it looks like, unless he comes in right here. He will not, so he's going to stay out. In past Jason Rayjock for the race lead, and he will be the only one to not pit. As we come to 50 laps to go, once we cycle, it should be Sam Broshu back out to front in the race lead. He's going to have a huge lead over Elliott Drummond, which where is Barrett at? Way in front of Drummond, so the undercut was significant there. Just by like 2 laps too. And now Barrett has a few seconds over Elliott Drummond. So now the last few drivers down pit road. Again, Sam Broshu will inherit back the race lead. He's gonna have a nice lead here. We'll see once everything fixes. And we have a caution for Elliott Drummond, spun in turn number 3. This is going to change a lot of things here. Let's go back and see what happened. As all by himself, And just gets a bit loose out of turn 2 and overcorrects it back up the racetrack. And he might have hit that outside wall. Go back, watch it from a different camera angle. So he just gets up on that seam, gets his car a bit loose, and then looks like he did hit that outside wall, but he was gone with lag. So now that's going to get him stuck a lap down, so there's not going to be a lucky dog. As Broshu's going to come back down pit road. That's good news for Marabello, Ryan Hyatt. They were very, very close to going a lap down there. And actually, Schumacher will get the lucky dog, and he's going to be one lap. He's going to be back on lead lap, I'm pretty sure. He might have taken a wave around, though. So Jason Rajok and maybe possibly Barrett as well. Yes, they're the only two staying out. I mean, they both just came down pit road. We'll see. As everybody's down pit road now. There's Riley coming in. Here comes Hyatt. There's Glenn behind them. As winning the race off pit road will most likely be Sam Broshu here. Yes, it is. So there goes Broshu out first. And then Ryan Hyatt right behind him. So now Barrett comes down pit road this time by. It's going to give the lead to Jason Rajok in the 71. So Schumacher did get the lucky dog there because he's coming down pit road right behind the 79. So Drumman's going to hope for a quick caution here because he's the only one a lap down. So new challenger up front. The 71 of Jason Rajok, who was one of the last ones to pit there, stays out. As Elliott Drumman might take the wave around here as everyone in front of him pitted. So we'll see if it either drops him to the tail end or if he takes a wave around. As John Lynch is back out on the racetrack 31 laps down. If anyone else DNFs, he can still pass him. We should be coming to the choose cone this time by. Rajok high, Broshu down low. And yeah, Elliott Drumman will take a wave around here. So we'll see what happens here. It's going to be 42 laps to go. We know the 7's very quick on the short run. Currently lined up second on the inside of the row. We'll see how hard Jason Rajok fights up here for the race lead. That space car comes back down pit road. Rajok will lead us to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air and a great jump by that 71. Sam Broshu quickly down low, trying to take this lead away. Gets a bit loose off the corner, though. Rajok still holding on. Now here comes Marabello on the outside of Sam Broshu. But Broshu's going to hold on. Oh, Broshu up into the wall a little bit there. Probably won't affect his car. As Rajok very loose coming out of turn number 4. He's going to try to still hold on to it, but Sam Broshu has a nice run on that inside lane. And Broshu will most likely clear here, and he does. He's going to come up and block Rajok there. So now Marabello trying to pass the 71. Not quite clear. Now here comes Hyatt to the outside of Riley Marabello. And now Hyatt, oh, Rajok very loose, and he collects Ryan Hyatt. Into the wall they go. As Ryan Hyatt's around and backs it into the wall. And Netcode caught the 7 there. Just barely, but it got him. We'll go back and look at the replay. As you see right here, Marabello sends it in, gives the 71 a punt. And wow, didn't even touch the 7, but netcode turned the 7 around. Into the wall he goes. We'll look from a different angle here. We'll watch in slow motion here, and this will show you what netcode is if you don't know. Watch this. There's the 71 going around. Doesn't even touch the 7. But netcode catches the 7, and it sends him right around here. You'll see it better angle from right here. Maybe not. Trying to find a good camera angle to show it for educational purposes. There we go. Slow motion. See, no contact made from the visible eye. It's just unfortunate that Ryan Hyatt got caught in this mess. As Jason Rajok comes down pit road. Somehow Alexander Schumacher is up into 3rd now. I'm not quite sure how that happened. I'm also surprised that Elliott Drumman did not pit there, since he did take a wave round and also spun with that tire set. I'm kind of surprised Hyatt didn't pit either. So Jack Stanley got a lucky dog there. Back to 7 laps down. And it doesn't look like anyone else is going to DNF, so John Lynch can either stay for the next 34 laps or leave. He'll be credited with a 10th either way. As we're probably coming to the choose cone this time by Sam Brochu, leading us with Riley Marabello in 2nd. My bad, I thought we were coming to the front straightaway there. And now we're coming on to the front straightaway. And Brochu up high, Riley down low, Schumacher up high, Barrett down low, and everybody else fanning out behind. So you got Sam Brochu, your champion, with 8 wins. And then you got Riley Marabello, Alexander Schumacher, 0 wins. You got last week's winner, Barrett Polhemus, on the inside there in the 79. Glenn Bundren, Elliott Drumman, Ryan Hyatt, Jason Rajok. All these drivers looking for another win, and some of them looking for their first. As the pace car back down pit road, it's going to be Sam Brochu leading us to the green flag, and here we go again. 32 laps to go. A nice jump by that 25. He's got a nice lead already over Alexander Schumacher, but Schumacher now clear for 2nd. As Glenn Bundren spinning in the back along that inside wall, he's going to save it. Back up to the race lead, Alexander Schumacher. Oh, Barry sideways, saved it though. And missed the inside wall somehow, but that's going to cost him a lot of time there. Turn 4 is trying to catch a bit of these drivers. There's 29 laps to go. You will have to save your tires just a tad bit on this run. That's Ryan Hyatt. He's looking underneath. There's Jason Rajok. He was just on pit road. Glenn Bundren has left the race. I'm not sure why Rajok came back down pit road. Maybe to fix more damage. He'll be credited with the 7th place. Sam Brochu still holding on to the race lead. Schumacher, Marabello, Ryan Hyatt, all of them no wins. Trying to chase down this 25. Now side by side for 2nd. Riley Marabella underneath Alexander Schumacher. And he's not going to be able to clear. He might be able to clear next corner, though. Maybe not. Schumacher hanging tough on that outside lane. It's going to help that 25 pull away a little bit. Schumacher still on that outside lane. Ooh, almost got turned by Ryan Hyatt there. It's Riley Marabello. He's going to finally clear the 78. Or 68. Oh, and Hyatt chops himself on Elliott Drummond, and around they go in the back. Well, only one car, Ryan Hyatt. Caution's back out. So we'll go back and see what happened. It's pretty... Whoever really saw what happened, Ryan Hyatt tries to squeeze in a hole that just was not there and just chops himself on Elliott Drummond's nose. So cautions breeding cautions here. Late in this one with 24 laps to go. As Riley Marabello gets back up into second, but maybe it wasn't the best move for him. As we know how second place does on these restarts. And that's why he got stuck behind the 68 there on that last restart. Because he started second, got a bad restart, and he's going to pit along with the 68 and everybody else. So Sam Brochu stays out, the only one. And there really wasn't much he could do there. Of course, everyone's going to do opposite of the race leader. So we'll see what happens here. Because, yeah, none of the lead lap cars stayed out there. Jason Rayjock, I think he's just going to call it quits for the day. That's going to give Jack Stanley maybe another position here. So Riley Marabello leading us down pit road. And Ryan Hyatt overshoots his pit stall by a mile. He's going to have to back up. As Riley Marabello should be the first one out here. Here comes Schumacher, though. Nope, it's going to be the 52, then the 94, then the 68, then the 79, and then the 7. So out of all of that, John Lynch got a lucky dog. So he's 30 laps down now. Actually, I think he took a wave around because Jack Stanley was a few laps down. And Sam Brochu came back down pit road that time by. That's going to hand the lead to Riley Marabello. So an interesting strategy to lose track position, but he's not going to fall too far back. He's only going to fall back to 6th. But he could be behind the cars are lap down too, which is Jack Stanley and John Lynch. We'll just see. So we'll be restarting with 19 laps to go. It is now Riley Marabello out front late here. And I don't want to say anything, but maybe today is finally the day. It's coming to the choose cone this time by. He's going to go high, Drummond low, Barrett high. Brochu high, Schumacher low, Hyatt low. A lot of Spino cars up here. 3 of them on the outside lane. We saw all four teammates battle last week at Gateway for the win. 3 of them got collected in a wreck, but one of them came out on top. That was Barrett Polhemus. There we go, 19 laps to go. These could go by very quickly, but we might see cautions. As Riley Marabello will lead us back to the green flag, and the green flag's back in the air here at Bristol. A nice jump by the 52. As he's got a nice lead over Barrett and Drummond. Barrett's going to clear Drummond now for second. As Sam Brochu, he's going to have 1 lap fresher tire. It's not going to mean a lot, because they really haven't worn their tires. We'll just see who comes out on top by the end of this day, as it's definitely going to end under a semi-short run. Ryan Hyatt very loose off the corner. But Barrett Again, it's the 4 Spino cars battling for this win. It looks like pretty. Like I said, I'm about 90% sure the 94 is on this team. I'll have to actually check. As we come to 15 laps to go, Riley Marabello leading us. Barrett Polhemus second, Sam Brochu third, Elliott Drummond fourth. Ryan Hyatt and Alexander Schumacher, they're about a second back. "13 laps to go. Still a lot of time for something to happen. Sam Brochu trying to pass Barrett Polhemus for that second spot. Drumman now making a move down low, almost 3 wide for it. It's all these drivers hungry for this race win. 11 laps to go. I think that 79 is starting to find a little bit of a rhythm. Here he comes down low. Riley's going to get the advantage on the outside. He's going to come up, block Sam Brochu. Now Brochu looking for second. As we got 10 laps to go with Riley Marabello leading. Barrett Polhemus holds on to that second spot. 9 laps to go. These could go by in a flash. Can anyone catch this 52? And of course we will probably see a bump and run if it stays this close. All 4 of these drivers could wreck, and Ryan Hyatt could come out on top. It's going to be chaotic these next 7 laps, or 7.5 laps. Jack Stanley, a lap car coming up. He will get out of the way of all these cars. As Barrett slowly closing in on Riley again. Here he comes. As Drumman big dive to the inside. Uh-oh, Riley left the outside. Barrett almost got up there. 6 laps to go. Any of these drivers can win this race. All of them have wins except for the leader of Riley Marabello. He's still looking for his first career win, and he's come close many times. 5 laps to go. Of course, Barrett Polhemus just won last week. Sam Brochu has 8 wins. Drumman has 2. Four laps to go. Riley's, if it stays like this, he's going to have to survive a bump and run. We saw Barrett Polhemus survive one last week. As these cars are just trained up right now, all under a blanket. 3 laps to go here at Bristol. As Barrett gets up into the wall, that slows up everybody behind. That could be all what Riley needs. Oh, but Barrett with a huge run back on that outside. 2 laps of racing to go here. Drumman trying to look low on Sam Brochu for 3rd. Not going to quite get there. Barrett all over the back bumper of Riley. As we come to the white flag, this time by one more time around for Riley Marabello. 4 cars under a blanket. Here comes Barrett with a huge run down low. He's going to have one more chance to pass Riley Marabello. Sam Brochu 3 wide. Barrett down low. Who's going to get it off the corner? Barrett passes him at the line. Barrett Polhemus finds speed out of the corner and passes Riley Marabello in the final corner for the win. I am shocked, honestly. As Barrett's going to burn it down, back-to-back wins for this 79. We'll watch his burnouts, and then we'll go back and see that final lap. I am shocked. I did not expect him to make the move on the inside lane. I expected him to maybe punt the 52 out of the way, but no, he passed him cleanly. on the inside, which really wasn't done a lot today, especially late in this race. But Barrett Pulhemus gets the win here at Bristol, and he's going to burn it down right here at the start-finish line. A little bit of a double burnout there with Sam Brochu. Sam Brochu locked up the championship, so that's why he's celebrating. Another great finish. That's 3 weeks in a row we've had great finishes. Is Riley Marabello in that 52 another heartbreak? So we'll go back and take a look at that final lap. Like I said, I am shocked. Oh wow, that's loud. I am shocked he somehow found that run on the inside lane. We'll go to this camera. We'll just watch the whole final lap here. There we go, coming to the white flag. And he gets side by side with Riley right here. And he didn't even send it into the corner, and then Sam Brochu kind of 3 wide there. But Barrett just pulls ahead on the inside lane. That was a nice move, nice clean move for the 79. So watch that again. There they are. Yeah, I don't know like what the 52 did there to slow down that much, but Barrett got him right at the line. I think we might have had a last lap wreck too with John Lynch on the back straightaway. We did. Ooh, hard into the wall. We'll go find an actual camera angle here. It's actually in front of him with Jack Stanley, who spun around off the corner. I think the 54 comes in here. This is on the white flag. Yep, just down into John Lynch, hard into that outside wall. And good thing they already took the checkered, because John Lynch was around on the track and everybody avoided him, but that was after the checkered. So let's get into the podium finish. Give me one. Well, I actually didn't change my audio this time. Alright, so very nice battle there at the end, but Barrett Pulhemus comes out on top with the last lap pass, last corner pass here at Bristol. Barrett goes back to back. How do you feel, man?
Yeah, it feels good, especially in the circumstances. I didn't think I was going to be able to get by him, especially because we were just rim running around the top. But yeah, Riley slipped up a bit, and I was able to capitalize on that. But yeah, I got the win, but Sam got the championship, and that's really what it's all about right now. So yeah, congrats to him. You know, it wasn't even close all season. He was a man to beat, you know, every single race. So it was really, 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 really hard to beat him. He was so fast all year, just absolutely lights out. He finally got his championship. He said after watching his teammates win some, um, yeah, you finally got one, buddy. We helped you out for once. So, um, sometimes, but yeah, I think it was more on him. You know, we didn't really have to help him a lot of the time because he was already 5 seconds out in front most of the time. So, yeah, congrats to him. He's earned it. Um, yeah, it feels good to get a third win. Um, yeah, it was a solid race.
All right, congrats on the win, Barrett. Let's head over to the second place driver, which is Riley Marabello. Almost had it again, and I don't know what to say at this point. I feel like this is a common occurrence for you and for me. Uh, so I just go ahead, tell us what you think.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore. Um, we got one more shot at it, so we'll try. But congrats Barrett on the win there. Sam locking up title. It's pretty cool. See him finally get one. Yeah, I don't know. We'll try at Homestead. So hopefully we don't have a winless season here.
All right, congrats on your second place. Now let's head over to our third place finisher and our season one champion after locking it up tonight, Sam Brochu. How do you feel about that, man?
Oh man, it's definitely been a really fun year. I wasn't really expecting quite the dominance that I had. A lot of these guys I race with regularly, and about 90% of them are really really good. So I was thinking of maybe a win or two, and a decently close battle for the championship, but I definitely was not expecting an 8-win season and the championship by like 49 points or whatever. But I guess I gotta take them where I can get them. It's it's been a rough season, on the other hand, as well as being a fun season. I had ups and downs. There were um, fights, arguments. I'm definitely by a large margin not the most liked driver in here, but that's just really a part of it. You can't always have the biggest fan base. So it is what it is. I'm happy to finally lock up a championship of some sort after waiting so long and watching my teammates win theirs, and just wondering when is it my turn, and I finally got it. So, and it's really cool to lock it up at Bristol. Bristol's one of my favorite tracks as well. So but on top of that, the race was decent. We had pretty good battles here and there. There was a couple times where I thought I was gonna get wrecked. I was expecting it around the lap 70 mark. I knew it was coming, but it never did. I'm not really sure why it never did, but um, I'm not mad about it at all. I was able to drive home to a third place finish. But yeah, congrats to Barrett on the win. He really had to earn that one. I could definitely see that he was being patient and waiting for that move, and he waited right until it mattered most, and he got the job done. And then hats off to Riley for being able to hold Barrett off for that long. I saw Barrett moving down low, trying to figure out, see if it would work and make something work, and it just never did. And Riley, he's a great team player. So it really sucks to see him come up short again. He's one of my best friends, and I hate it when one of my best friends doesn't succeed the way they want to. But overall, good race, good season. Thank you to Alex. He put on a really good league, a really fun league, an enjoyable league. It's definitely had its ups and downs, but that's just growing pains. It's only season one. I'm sure we're gonna have many more seasons. So thanks to him, thanks to everybody for participating in this league. Thanks to you, Bogey, for broadcasting it. It's always fun to go back and watch the broadcast and listen to you call some of the most random battles. But yeah, super excited.
Well, congrats on your guys' podiums, and congrats to all four of you for keeping your cars clean this time. Or, wow, voice crack. Anyone else have anything to say before we end the broadcast?
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
go. Why not? No.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna hijack because I just want to say keep it short. Um, yes, I'm sure you guys have already talked about it, and I'm sure it was mentioned on the booth plenty of times. But Sam Brochu did officially clinch the Season 1 SRL Championship tonight, and he is our first ever champion in SRL. Congratulations to you, Sam. You drove a near perfect season, dominated. I don't know if we'll see anything like that ever again here. Um, just an absolute all-around great performance, and congratulations to you. For that, you will be getting a championship trophy in the mail sometime soon.
Sick.
Not sure what, but you will be getting a championship trophy with your name and SRL engraved on it, and as well with your prize money. So I just want to say congratulations to you. Thank you for everything you've done, and you're an excellent driver. And next season, please take it a bit easier on us.
No promises, Shui.
Anyways, thank you, Bogey, for everything you do. I know we still got one more race left, and it kind of feels like Lewis Hamilton winning the title. One more, before Abu Dhabi, but we still got to finish the season next week at Homestead, and then we'll be off until June. So I'm really excited for the final race of the season and to wrap it up, and just to think about where the league has been uh, since September and even in May when I was first working on it. It's really incredible. So once again, congratulations to you, Sam. Thank you for everything, and have a great night, guys.
All right, Drum Man, you can go ahead now.
Well, I'll be honest, this race was the death of me. I hated this race. Man. Alright, so about the lap, I don't know, 160 mark, I had a glass of pink lemonade or whatever. It spilled all over my keyboard and had to run the rest of the race windowed. And that was disappointing. Lost my mirror. I was able to get it back, but I had to go into the settings and stuff. And spun out a couple of times. Was frustrated about half the time. Man, it was a bad race for me, but overall, it was a good race. These cars in Bristol still aren't that great, but what are you gonna do? I mean, at least they're good at the mile and a half, so well, that's about it. I mean, good job to Barrett, good job to Sam. Next year, I guess I'll try harder.
All right, there's a few more people in here that haven't gone, so if you guys want to speak, you can. I'm looking at you, Jason and Seth.
Alright. Yeah, it was a pretty good race, running top 5 most of the race. Got to the lead a little bit, shuffled back, and then just got loose after a bump from Riley exiting 4. So not an issue. I know he obviously is not trying to do that, but unfortunately had a ton of 3 minutes of repairs. I tried to go back out after taking only the required, but my steering wheel was pointing to the 2 o'clock position, and I'm like, I'm gonna be a hazard, so I just took the rest of my repairs. But up until that point, it was a lot of fun. I really, really liked the long run. It seemed that I was doing a lot better during the long run. It was fun to watch Elliott and Barrett battle side by side for it seemed like 50 laps. It seemed, but all in all, up until I had the damage, it was a pretty good day for the unbound Chevy, and thanks to Shui for putting on the race, and congrats to Sam on clinching the championship.
All right, anyone else got anything before we end it?
I guess I'll go because everyone else was speaking. Race was okay. Got wrecked out pretty early. It was unfortunate, but overall, watching the race was pretty great. I really don't have much to say about this race, but just thanks to Alex for everything for the server and for SRL. It was a great experience, and then congrats to Sam for clutching the championship. And overall, can't wait for next season.
All right, thank you guys for your interviews. Congrats on your finishing positions. I'll see you guys next week at Homestead.
Take care, man. Thanks a lot.
See ya.
All right, so next week we got Homestead, 100 laps, I believe. Let me check the schedule. 120 laps, actually, at Homestead. Anyone can win that race, but of course, Sam Brochu already locking up the championship. And then Barrett Polhemus is the first driver or second driver with 3 wins. So he right now has the second most wins in the league. So congrats to him on the win. Thank you for coming out here and enjoying this one here at Bristol. It was a fun one, even though we had a pretty short field, but that doesn't really matter here at Bristol. I'll see you guys next week at Homestead, same time, 8 o'clock Monday.